September 13th, 2018. I'm Chris McClary with your daily CIRF report. We're looking for the biggest collective influence. It might be affecting the way you think, feel, and behave. And did you feel the CIRF report yesterday? I was driving home, interestingly, from a meeting. And remember, yesterday we had the Uranus opposition to Venus, so kind of disruptive relationships. And I was, not seeing any real disruption of any kind. And as I'm driving home, I realized, holy cow, I just got out of a meeting with an old business partner. We'd been meeting every week for about a year and a half, and that was the meeting to agree to terminate. It was very amicable. It wasn't like it was a conflict or anything or any disagreement. We just agreed to terminate this long-standing relationship, and wow. Like, it came on that day. That was pretty crazy to me, that realization. These CIRF reports are very applicable in my life, and I hope that it's applicable for yours. So today, quite a bit different day than we had yesterday. Let's get right into the astrology and the numerology. Basically, we have Mercury opposing Neptune, and this aspect can be very challenging because reality becomes confused. And with Mercury being the thinking planet and Neptune, and Neptune is in Pisces, so it's sign that it rules, and then Mercury is in its sign that it rules. We have the two, powerful oppositions. We have a feeling of being dreamy and mental fog. Look, like I'm trying to spit out these words, and I can already start feeling my mind start floating away. This is not something I'm doing on purpose. It can be confusing, misleading. You can actually be a bit naive in assuming that everyone else is in reality, and you're the only one who's out in dreamland, and that's not true. So we're all kind of swimming through this, whatever the heck it is, this energy. But there's also inspiration, there's creativity, but the problem is it's going to be hard to test your reality, knowing which is real and which is not, which is appropriate, what's not, all that stuff. So we'll talk about how to surf these energies here in a second, but the other aspect is the moon going into Scorpio, which is also kind of challenging. Scorpio being, traditionally kind of secretive and emotional and watery, and we go within and we see all these emotions, and we get maybe perhaps some insight as to what's happening on the inside of us. But again, it's all kind of trickery. Everything inside may not be able to be completely trusted today. Not that you're doing bad things or bad intentions, it's just what's real and what's not. Now, the numerology is actually very similar, although most numerologists agree that that 13s are pragmatic and they want to build a secure foundation. That's the real world, but they do tend to be vulnerable to other people's intentions, other people's emotions. So there again, there's kind of a lack of faith in the reality that I have. If you're constantly trying to get more pragmatic and constantly needing that secure foundation, that implies that you don't have it already. So you're already in this energy that we're talking about, the Mercury opposed Neptune. Now, does the DreamBot agree? Do the collective dreams show the same thing? Well, yes. Top 2 words, comic strip in the dreams. Unbelievable. And then inner and interpret. This is what we're trying to do. Inner is the moon in Scorpio mostly, but it has to do with the whole context also. Shifts, unusual, visible. Fox can be kind of tricky in a way, so reality is tricky. And then manage and realize. Realize is kind of in your face. DreamBot, realize, as if, okay, is this something that I can consciously do? Or are you telling me to do something that I can't do today because of these different aspects. Okay, so that's the influence today. In a nutshell, it's dreamy and foggy and emotional. And it's hard to see reality through the fog. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about how to surf these influences next. So I chose a picture where the female is fragmenting away. We kind of in dreamland here with the two obvious signs, Mercury and Neptune. So how do we navigate? First of all is I would say that start to notice, if you can, be very mindful of your actions and your thoughts and your emotions today. Because you're going to catch yourself in situations like I've already caught myself in a situation this morning where I've got a new website. I can pull it up just fine on the computer, but I can't pull it up on my phone. And now I'm just completely perplexed as I'm getting ready for the surf report. I catch myself fully engrossed in this thing, trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And I'm still perplexed, but then I realize, this is today. This is not a day to be trying to solve all these particular problems. And you're going to be caught in potentially small issues and totally engrossed in them. And lo and behold, you've wasted 2 hours of your day on nothing. Or maybe you have a big problem that you're trying to solve today. If you can, I would recommend just pushing that off until tomorrow or this weekend and solve it there. That's my experience with these kinds of aspects. The other thing that you can do is meditate. And not only what this does is it actually, certain kinds of meditation, I recommend mindfulness meditation in this case, to be very mindful and meditate today, because it helps you in reality testing. What is mindfulness? It's opening up your 5 senses and becoming more aware of what's happening right now, instead of off into fantasy land where all these dreamy and Mercury influences are going to take place. Mercury and Neptune, sorry. So far we have watch yourself, become very mindful. Watch yourself getting sucked into problems that may not be able to be solved. And then take breaks today and meditate and become more aware of the present moment through your 5 senses. Now, also, as far as reality testing, brings up a key word here, and that is lucid dreaming. So lucid dreaming is when you wake up in the dream, or not wake up is a bad term, but you know that you're in the dream as you're dreaming. So you're still asleep and you're in the dream, and you kind of realize that you're in the dream. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because some people love to work through lucid dreaming, because you can work through PTSD issues. You can predict the future. You can go to the future. You can work on the past. You can work on your biggest fears. There's a lot of things you can work on, and you can just have fun. You can go anywhere you want. If you're lucid and you're in the dream and you're controlling the dream, then you can produce dream figures. You can go anywhere you want. But to get to the lucid dream, some people it comes naturally. That's not very common. But you can learn how to lucid dream. You can learn how to wake up in your dream, and we do reality testing. And so basically what we do is you can, during your wakeful hours, and you can try this today because it's a day where you should be reality testing anyway. One reality test is to look down at your hand, and in the dream world, the hand tends to morph and be, maybe it's long and skinny fingers, or maybe it's 6 fingers, or something is typically weird on the hand. Some people, like one time I did this and I didn't see a hand. That's kind of scary. But in your reality testing during the day is when you have to develop this habit. So you're constantly testing your reality. so that, and you make it a habit, so that when you go into your dream, your habit comes out and you do your reality testing to find a really weird hand, and then you know that you're in the dream. Boom, you're lucid. That's the idea. Here's some other reality tests. You can look at a clock, and typically the clock is morphed in some way, or you can, maybe the clock looks normal, look away, and then look back at the clock and see if the time is the same and see if the face looks the same. You can do this with any sign or any writing. Typically in the dream, the writing changes if you read it one time, then look away, couple potatoes, and then go back and read the item. In the dream, typically those writings are different. So if you find that, you're in the dream. And you know, in today, it's kind of neat because it will help you reality test, but you can also hopefully start building that habit of lucid dreaming, because it's a phenomenal way of going about life. It gives you kind of almost an escape, although in my ACT therapy, I hate the word escape, because we do this constantly with our habit patterns are already in reality. Boy, I can go on for another hour, but it is getting long, not quite as long as yesterday. And with my mental fog, this is probably a good time to just stop anyway. So, what is real? Do your reality testing, meditate today, be very mindful, and definitely watch those times you're getting sucked into a little problem that may not be worth your 2 hours or 5 hours of problem solving, especially if you can't find the solution. Have a great Thursday, and thanks for your like, subscribe, and share. You guys are awesome. Have a great day.